Hi, it's Kim again. We're back with the second card of the April card class, and this time we're going to do our technique card. I'm calling this the graduated panel card. It's been very popular online. I've simplified it here. The panels are very tiny, so they're a little bit tricky to cut, but we'll work through this. And I simplified it by leaving out 2 panels, and I also shrunk the top one a little bit so that we could do it with a 3x3 piece of the Designer Series paper, which since this paper comes 6x6, the New Horizons paper, makes it perfect. You can get 4 cards then out of 1 sheet of the paper. So I got my directions here because I'm really going to need those today. So we're going to start by cutting our mat, and that's the outside pieces. Now, if you don't want to fuss with this, that's fine. You can just put the 3x3 piece on this piece and trim off the excess, and you have a nice easy panel, which is going to be our third card too, but you'll have an extra one of that. Or the other thing you could do is just cut it in thirds and make 3 even panels and don't worry about the gradations. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but this one looks kind of cool, and the trick is to keep your horizon centered. So that's what we're going to do. And I actually made a little cheat sheet on the back of the handout, so that'll have the cutting instructions for the card. So I guess I need my trimmer out. So let's follow those instructions here to get the pieces. All right, so our mat, it doesn't matter whether to line it up, so we're just going to cut them off on one end. So here I have the widths, so we'll go ahead and cut the widths first. So we'll do, let's see, 3/4 on this end first, and then a 1/2 inch is next. And then the center is 1 1/4. And I can do this all on this side of my paper trimmer because these are all easy to cut. And I think it goes until about 1 1/2 before you have to start using the other end. All right, then another 1/2 inch. And then at the end we have another 3/4. So there are my pieces cut in the width, and now I need to cut the ends off. So if you can see here, the 2 far sides need 1 inch off. So we'll cut 1 inch off of that one, and then 1 inch off of the other side as well. So it's a little bit tedious, but the results are really cool, so it's worth a little bit of extra effort. Then 1/2 inch off of these, and then the center we won't need to take anything off of. If you're wondering why my trimmer comes up and down so easily, that's because I took a metal file and I kind of filed off the little tips. There's a little dot there that holds it down, and that was annoying me because it sticks down. I mean, it locks in place every time you put it down. So I just kind of took that and basically filed off a little bit of those dots, so mine comes up really easily. Otherwise, you have a tendency to want to pull it up on this flap, but it's actually better to pull it up on either the top or the bottom. So just a little tip on your paper trimmer. Otherwise, I really love this trimmer. I like it even better than the old one. All right, now we've got the hard part. So this one, we're going to do the same thing. Follow the little cheat sheet here. So this one's a little trickier. I'm going to go with the width and cut my pieces off first. So we need 5/8 inch pieces. So we're going to go, let's see, that's 4/8, then 5/8. Hopefully I won't mess up, but oh well, if I do, we'll just have to try something else. The next one is 3/8. So there's 3/8 on my trimmer. And then the middle section is 1 inch, so that'll be easy. Now this one, it's important to keep them in line because we don't want to get them out of order because they make that nice horizon there. And then 3/8 again, 1, 2, 3, and then the last piece will be, it will be what I need at 5/8. And I'll just double check it here. Yep, looks good. So I've got all my pieces. All right, now I've got to do the cutting off of the top and the bottom. So they're actually, we're going to cut off the same distance from the top and the bottom so that the horizon stays the same. So the two end pieces will get a 1/2 inch off of the top and a 1/2 inch off of the bottom. And this piece that I've got here isn't quite as good as some of the other ones because the horizon's going to be way up at the top, but it'll still work. So then a 1/2 against, again for the other side, 1/2 and a 1/2. And then we've got the two middle sections. I'll do this one first. That one gets a 1/4 inch off of each. So let's see, make sure we get this right. A 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch. So it's a little fussy, but it's really cool once it's all done. And there's that one. Okay, then this one, and this will be the last cut I need to do. So, oh, I also have a little piece of washi tape covering my centimeters here because I don't really use the centimeters very much, and sometimes it can get confusing having all those extra numbers on top. So that's another little tip for your paper trimmer. Okay, then that one's done. All right, I think I have all my cutting done, so we can start gluing things together here. So we've got 5 pieces, and you can see why I simplified it to do 5 instead of 7, because I'm all about making things easier, so I didn't want to do 7. All right, so then we're just putting these on our mats that we already cut earlier. And then it'll just be simply laying them out on the card. See, oh, those pieces are so teeny tiny, but it looks so cool when it's all done. All right, there's the big one. That's the easy one. Okay, 2 more to go. Now, if you didn't have a picture that needed to stay in line, you could just cut like we did the mats, just cut off of one edge. But if you have a pattern that you wanted to keep even for this particular design, then the inside designer paper, you do want to cut off the top and the bottom, so that you keep your horizon or whatever. Maybe you have a floral pattern or checks or plaid or something. If you want to keep that even, then that would work. All right, so we've got some more pieces here. We've got our card base, and so the first thing we're doing is just glue these on. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. I think I will start on the outside. I said on the other card I always start on the outside, so let's do it that way. I have my sample here just to give me an idea of, and probably what I should do first is just kind of lay everything out before I start gluing. Now you can kind of spread them out, or you can have them close together. The people doing the 7 panels had them fairly close together. Yeah, that works better if I lay them out ahead of time, and then I can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so there's one end, the other end, trying to get those equal distance, and then of course even across here too. Okay, then I'll do the next one. And the nice thing about using the liquid glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room, so before it stays in place. But of course you don't want to jostle it out of place either, so. And then that one right in the center. Yay, I did it. All right, I gave you a couple of extra pieces here, and this one is to do the sentiment with. It might be a little longer than you need, so you can stamp it and then just trim off what you don't need. And then there's a little batch of trees here from the On the Horizon dies, the Horizon dies. And oh, before I forget, let me just show you this card that my friend gave me. That is just using the pieces from those Horizon dies. Isn't that cool? So we've got our little trees there, and then there's mountains and land. And just really a simple card, but it looks really cool with those dies. All right, I think I have a Thinking of You already stamped. So I'm going to save a little time here since this card was a little bit longer than usual, and go ahead and put this on. I think my sample, I used dimensionals, but again, I forgot to get my dimensionals out. So now for card class tomorrow in person, I'll know all the things I forgot to get out and ready. So it'll be all set. And then just add the trees. I kind of slipped them under the top there. There's Thinking of You. And this On the Horizons stamp set has some nice sentiments. It's also got thanks for everything that would work as well with this little one here. Wishing you so much happiness, that would work as well. And the Breathe. All of those would work well on your strip that you have in your kit. So I'm going to move that over just a little bit so it's even. All right, I think we're done. I didn't put anything on the inside of that one, so it's ready to add your message. All right, we just have one more easy card to do, and I'll be back with that in just a second.